The Charge Blade is considered the hardest weapon in the game, and then there's me saying that it's not that hard. Some might say that I'm just built different. Also, playing with no HUD sucks, I can't see my files. Anyways, these 5 tips will help you understand how to play with the weapon. Whether you're a new player wanting to learn this weapon, or you've forgotten how to swing the blade, this video has you covered. Remember, if I've forgotten something, or maybe I've said something wrong, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I'm no all-knowing god that made this game. I'm just a filthy casual. Tip number 1, learn how to manage your Phials. Anytime you attack with the sword, you will build up energy. This is shown by the color of these Phials. You need to store this energy into the Phials, otherwise your sword will become useless. To store energy, all you have to do is hold R2 or RT and press circle or B. You can also overcharge the Phials by storing energy again when the Phials are already filled up. Overcharged Phials increase the weapon's damage whenever you use Phial related attacks. Phials are mainly used to charge up various parts of the weapon, allowing you to make full use of what you can do with the Charge Blade. The charged parts will disappear after some time, so you will have to charge them up again. This brings us to the next tip, which is to charge up the shield first. Before you can do all the other cool stuff with this weapon, the shield is priority number 1. The easiest way to charge up the shield is done by holding circle or B after storing energy into your Phials. The other way that I always do is before doing a SAED, which I'll talk about soon, press R2 or RT to do a round slash. Charging the shield allows you to guard attacks better, meaning that blocking attacks won't chop off a lot of stamina compared to a shield that's not charged. With a charged shield, you can charge up the sword. This is done after pressing the buttons to store Phial energy and pressing and holding the triangle or Y button. And when the character goes into this animation, let go of the buttons. This allows the weapon to gain increased damage, and whenever you're attacking with the sword, you can create small explosions when you attack a monster with it. You can also see that it takes time to charge the sword, so find a good window to do this move. Third tip is to know about your strongest attack, which is called the Super Amped Element Discharge, or the SAED in short. You must have Phial energy and a charged shield before you can do this move. There's 3 ways to do this move unless I'm missing some. While you're in sword mode, spamming triangle and circle or Y and B 4 times can do this move. This can be shortened to 3 times if you do any other sword attack first. If you're in axe mode, you can press triangle and circle or Y and B 2 times. Or after blocking an attack, just press triangle and circle or Y and B. If you don't have a charge shield, you do an amp element discharge. And if you have stored Phial energy, you use up 1 Phial. The explosions rely on stored Phial energy. So if you don't have any, then all you're doing is swinging the axe. Also, this attack uses up all of the stored energy, meaning that you're gonna have to get more energy if you want to do this attack again. You can also see that this attack is pretty slow, so try to find a good window to do this move. Next tip is to know about the Power Axe mode. What used to be called the Savage Axe mode, this mode allows the axe attacks to do multiple hits on a monster, making the axe look like a pizza cutter or chainsaw. There's 3 ways to go into Power Axe mode. After performing a perfect guard, press triangle or Y to do the Savage Axe slash, which activates the mode. Doing a focus strike can go into the mode as well, or after doing the mount finisher. Once you're in this mode, the Power Axe icon will glow, telling you that you've enabled Power Axe mode. Obviously, this will run out after time has passed. To do multiple hits while you're in this mode, all you have to do is hold down any attack button done in Axe mode. For example, holding down the triangle or Y button will make the axe spin and deal multiple hits. This mode doesn't rely on Phials at all, so feel free to spam any axe attacks. The only downside of this attack that I can think of is that it can make you quite vulnerable to an attack, so be careful when you hold down attacks. The last tip I can give you is about guard pointing. If you haven't noticed, there are some moves that can make the shield glow white. This is a guard point, and what it does is that it can help save your life by blocking attacks while you're doing these moves. This can be quite hard to make use of if you're completely new to using this weapon. I would even recommend not learning about guard pointing before you know how to be flexible and comfortable with this weapon first. There's a lot of moves that can result in doing a guard point, so I'm gonna tell you the easiest one that any beginner can do. While in sword mode, just by holding down R2 or RT and pressing triangle or Y will allow you to perform a guard point, while also morphing the weapon into axe mode. If you block an attack though, the weapon will remain in sword mode. Since you're blocking an attack, you can perform an SAED straight after. Obviously, if you have the requirements as I've said before. That's the 5 tips. For a complex weapon, there's so many things you can do with it, and I'll definitely be covering that in another video. Be sure to check out my previous video where I talked about 5 tips for the switch axe. Remember to give this video a like to help me out and others too. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I shall see you guys later.